Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. Another video with new stories from Ethiopia and Eritrea. Firstly, Getachew Reda, Tigray interim president, is in the US. Last night he addressed a gathering there. He could not control himself. He cried, you can say, with wet eyes. He narrated what happened in Tigray before Pretoria deal, and after Pretoria deal, what is the situation in Tigray. Details of his speech. I think he's trying to justify the signing of Pretoria deal because Tigrayan diaspora overwhelmingly opposed the Pretoria deal when it was signed last year, because TPLF made several concessions when it signed Pretoria. He tried to justify the deal. What did he say? We have details for you. Secondly, details from two cities of the Amhara region where there are clashes. In one town, clashes today. One main road closed. Several people killed and injured in today's confrontation between Fano fighters and Ethiopian National Defense Force. Secondly, a story from a town in Amhara where 2 days ago Ethiopian National Defense Force members arrested a security guard, accusing him of being a Fano fighter. That led to start a public uprising in the town against Ethiopian National Defense Force. ENDF opened fire. And lastly, viewers, Eritrean festivals in Europe are now a source of conflict between Eritrean opposition groups and pro-government Eritrean organizations. In Stockholm, Sweden, another face-off is expected between both sides. A campaign has been launched by opposition groups to stop the upcoming Eritrean government-backed festival due to be held in Stockholm, Sweden. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, interim president of Tigray, Getachew Reda, is in the US. There, Getachew is speaking on several key issues. He invited Eritrea to talk. He said that Tigray would like to have some modicum of independence while remaining part of Ethiopia. Tigray will remain part of Ethiopia. At the same time, it wants some independence. And last night, he spoke about the Pretoria deal. What led to the signing of the Pretoria deal? He tried to justify the signing of the deal. And we must not forget the background that when peace deal was signed, Tigrayan diaspora opposed it. Why? Because Tigrayan diaspora members have been supportive of an independent Tigray country. They wanted Tigray Defense Force to continue, but TDF disbanded. Tigray independence now just a dream. That is why Tigrayan diaspora opposed the Pretoria deal. They accused TPLF. The TPLF just wanted to secure its own survival. This is first high-level visit from a TPLF leader to the US, where we know that Tigrayan diaspora is based. And Tigrayan diaspora held several rallies, protests. They tried to engage diplomats, they engaged international media, they internationalized Tigray conflict in the 2-year-long war. We saw that effort. And then diaspora supported too. It supported Tigray fighters financially. Getachew is hoping that this financial contribution from diaspora continues. How did he justify the Pretoria deal? He said that in the 10 days before the signing of Pretoria deal, the sacrifices given by Tigray fighters were more than the sacrifices given them in the previous 60 days. It was around 3-month-long war. It started in August. It ended at the start of November. So in first 60 days, number of casualties was lower than in the 10 days before the Pretoria deal signing. And I think on Adagarat front back then, Tigray forces suffered a massive setback. In Fatsi, one of their main stronghold was stormed by Eritrean military and Ethiopian National Defense Force. Hundreds of Tigray fighters could not survive. That was the attack which broke TDF's backbone. And then we saw that TPLF agreed to sign Pretoria deal. He told the account of a female Tigray military officer who lost her life on a Tigray front, and he was seen crying, as if he was crying, it seemed, when he was narrating the sacrifice of that lady on a Tigray front. Basically, he painted a picture of pre-Pretoria deal days for diaspora to understand that why TPLF signed Pretoria deal. Yes, Tigray forces were suffering setbacks. After losing Shiraro, they gradually lost all territories, and the area under their control was shrinking. So they were left with not many options. That was a deal of capitulation. I did a video a few hours, 2 hours after the deal was signed. I said it was a deal of capitulation. Militarily, Tigray was suffering on the ground, Tigray forces. So and they were not in a position to dictate terms at the table. That is why they made concessions there. Getachew spoke about post-TPLF Tigray too. He said right now tens of thousands are wounded, thousands disabled, 200,000 standing army, Tigray's infrastructure devastated, healthcare, education, so all aid supplies suspended, food aid supplies. So all these are major challenges which Tigray government is trying to meet. So he asked diaspora to support the efforts of Tigray interim government to meet all these challenges. I think he's speaking the truth. It's not that he's telling lies. What Getachew is saying, it's not a lie. But it would be difficult for diaspora to understand. And diaspora members living comfortable lives in the US, in Europe, they wanted the war to continue, hoping that Tigray would win. Let's hope diaspora members of Tigray have understood. They have learned the lesson. And let's hope other diaspora communities have learned the lessons too. But the other diaspora communities, especially from the Amhara side, they are now supporting the organization, the activities of armed factions. They want removal of the Prime Minister Abiy. Secondly, viewers, a story from two towns of the Amhara region. In one town, clashes ongoing these minutes. Several killed and injured. The town's name is Chuhait. It's in North Gondar, West Dambia, Woreda. Ethiopian National Defense Force and Fano fighters are involved in a clash in this town. ENDF has opened fire. Several casualties are being reported. It's difficult to distinguish between civilians and Fano fighters now, by the way. People say civilians died. We don't know if civilians are Fano fighters. This area, this city, Chuhait town, it's just 20 to 25 kilometers away from Gondar. And just a week ago, we saw 15 kilometers away from Gondar, where in a town, Fano fighters stormed the town. They released one of their comrades who was arrested by security forces, Maksanath. This town, around 20-25 kilometers away from Gondar city. All around Gondar, you're seeing that Fano fighters have their presence. People have turned into Fano fighters, it seems. That have happened in Makane Salam. Makane Salam is in South Wollo zone of the Amhara region. 2 days ago, Ethiopian National Defense Force members arrested a security guard there, security guard of a church. ENDF members said that the security guard was a Fano member. After ENDF arrested the security guard, locals, unarmed locals of the area, unarmed youths, they stopped Ethiopian National Defense Force. They said, you cannot arrest this poor security guard. He is not a Fano member. So, unarmed local youths of Makane Salam started hurling stones at Ethiopian National Defense Force members. Some ENDF members were injured. ENDF then opened fire. 2 casualties happened in Makane Salam. So, it's not that confrontation is between Fano fighters and Ethiopian security forces. Now, there are Fanos everywhere. Locals, local youths, wherever they know that Fano fighters are being arrested or where Fano fighters are under pressure, hundreds of youths, they take to the streets, they block ENDF convoys movements, they stop ENDF from moving around. That is what is happening. That is why it is difficult for Ethiopian military to continue the operation to crush Fano. Because there is massive public uprising. People believe that Fano is defender, that ENDF is aggressor. This narrative has been built by Fano fighters. Is this narrative true or not? We're not saying this narrative is true, but narrative has been built. Ethiopian government called Fano terrorist, extremist. That narrative failed. Now a new narrative. We want to talk to Fano fighters. Government's narrative, new narrative of Amhara government. We want to talk to Fano fighters. Some say they are our brothers. They are not on the right path, but they are our brothers. New narrative. If Fano fighters are brothers, then operation has to be suspended. Military is not suspending the operation. That is why government's narrative is not selling. Fano's narrative is selling. That is why we're seeing massive public support behind a Fano of fighters. Meanwhile, in this town, Chuhait, a main road is blocked these minutes. You can see a picture on screen. The picture is from Chuhait reportedly. Main road which links this town with Gondar city is blocked these minutes. How will ENDF operate? How will ENDF continue its operation against Fano in Amhara if ENDF continues meeting this stiff resistance from local Amhara youths? Thirdly, viewers, another showdown, another face-off between Eritrean groups in Europe is imminent, it seems. A big festival is due to be held in Stockholm, Sweden. Eritrean government-backed festival going to be organized in Swedish capital in the first week of August. From the 3rd of August till the 6th of August, 4-day long festival with lots of activities is going to be organized in Stockholm. But Eritrean opposition groups are mobilizing their workers. We are seeing start of a campaign. petitions are being submitted to Swedish government. Yakil Eritrean opposition group has started getting signatures for a petition which will be submitted to Swedish government. To this petition, Yakil is requesting Swedish government to cancel the festival. Yakil says that the UK government cancelled the festival. In Gießen, there was Germany, there were clashes between Eritreans and police. More than 20 police officials were injured. So there could be unrest in Stockholm too. That is why Swedish police should cancel. The government, local government should cancel this upcoming Eritrean government-backed festival. Yakil says these festivals are being used to spread propaganda by the government, Eritrean government. The government is raising funds which are then used in armed campaigns by the Eritrean government. Let's see, so far mobilization is underway. We could see start of court battle too. Will the Swedish local government allow the festival to be held, or will it ban? Because in Gießen, Germany, we saw that local government banned the festival, but the Eritrean community got relief from a local court. In UK, local government, city council banned the festival. In Stockholm, Sweden, so far no decision taken by the local government, but preparations are underway by Brigade Nihamido. Brigade Nihamido members want to stop this. This is a big festival, by the way. One of the biggest, I think, festivals in Europe is this one, which is going to be organized in the first week of August. And sometimes Eritrean government officials, artists like poets, artists, actors, singers, people like Abil Said also attend such big festivals. So coming days crucial. Let's see, will the opposition be able to stop this major festival in Europe? We'll see in coming days. Thank you for watching.